everyone, welcome. I'm Amanda. If we've never met before, welcome. So for today's flow, we'll do a shorter restorative class, so about 30-35 minutes with just some restorative postures. So make sure you have any prompts, blankets, bolsters, things like that that make sitting and seated postures and laying down on the mat, making it comfortable and accessible for you. If you like any layers, long sleeves, whatever suits you in your own space, make sure you have all of those items with you. And then we'll get started laying down today actually on our belly, so in crocodile pose. So in crocodile pose, the feet turn out, so the instep of the arches come down to earth, similar to frog, and then you can sort of cross the forearms. So not quite totally stacked here, but just slightly a little less of center, or if having them in that full sort of stacked space feels okay, that works as well. And then you'll just let your forehead sort of rest on the forearms and just sort of melt. Just kind of take notice. Again, you'll continue to look downward through your hands. If you notice that I'm turning my head to the side, that is just so you can hear me a little bit better. But in your posture, let your third eye connect to the forearms. And let the head just hang heavy with that support. And if at any time this really bothers the low back, you can bend the knees and just let the feet sort of touch behind you. You can also widen or take the legs a little closer, so play around with how you feel here. And then just really melt in. Taking notice of how that connection with the earth feels. As we lay down, you might notice a little bit of sort of tightness in the low abdomen or discomfort as you breathe deeply into the low belly. So just see if you can work into that space. If you do have any issues with the abdomen, are pregnant, anything like that, where this really is not a comfortable option for you, you can start on your back or anywhere else that suits you. And then start to breathe and lengthen that breath a little longer and fuller. Really starting to send it into that deeper space into the belly, challenging the diaphragm to just do a little bit more work, which in turn sort of pushes down on our organs and gives them a little cleansing pressure as you breathe. That breath connection is super important as we move from posture to posture and space to space. So letting it really start to build and to grow, to fill up and to lengthen. We use our breath not just to actually sustain our life, but it also is a tool. It is how we communicate with ourselves. It's really how we let our body know how we're doing. It's a good check-in to see where the breath is, how labored or calm it can remain, and then to adjust and assist it where needed. So if we feel very rushed in our breath, our body might follow. It might move quicker in space, which at sometimes is needed. But in other times where we're working sort of this meditative, relaxing, calming practice, we want the body to slow down, and we convince it to do so by slowing down our breath, which will slow down the heart rate, it'll slow down the mind, and in turn the body will start to relax It will ease up on tension in spaces like the hips and the shoulders and the back. So really just checking in. Just a couple more in our crocodile pose. Last two, take a full breath in and let it drain out. Another one, breathe in. And empty. And then letting the tops of the feet turn down and walk sort of behind the hips. You can bend the knees and let them sort of swish side to side. And again, if you chose something seated or on your back, similar movement, you can plant the feet and do the same swish side to side on the back or seated. And then we'll work into a supine twist from our belly. So let the feet drop. And then let the hands come under the shoulders just to sort of walk that left leg out. So half of a frog. And then let the arms sort of come out to a T and just drop the ear. Staying here for a few moments, breathing in, then breathing out. One more. Stay. Let the hands walk back under the shoulders. Press yourself up and slide this right arm under the left. So plant the shoulder down. You'll use this left hand to start to push you over. If this is enough, you can drop the head or find your block and just let it melt here. If you'd like to roll all the way over, left shoulder continues till it finds earth. Supine twist. Rinsing out, breathe in. And breathe out. If you were seated or on your back, you can find your way here, or you can take a seated twist as well. And it really doesn't matter which side you chose to start with, because we'll hit them both back to back. So if for some reason you went a different direction, just making sure you connect your twist on both sides. So we'll come back onto our belly in a few more moments here. So moving back towards the right, left arm to the sky. And then left arm fully across the body. Keep the left leg. And then let your shoulders rinse out by just melting straight down. So our left arm is crossed above the right and to the right. The right hand is crossed under, and then we're just sort of folding down. Lesser sensation is sort of up on a V. More sensation is arms more parallel, and heavier press down through the shoulders. Let the eyes close. Take a couple more. Take that left hip and really draw it downward. Press the ball or the top of the right foot into earth. One more here. Let it go. Keep the left leg for just a little bit more. Walk that left hand back under the left shoulder and right follows. And then roll yourself up to a cobra, lift and lengthen. And lower down. So these are just little baby cobras today. Come on up, lift, roll. And wave it down. Press the instep of the left foot down as you lift up. Draw the left hip point down. Squeeze your glutes. And down. We'll just do two more of those. Inhale, roll up. And exhale, wave it down. The last one, big breath, lift. And come on down. Let that left foot walk back in, and then let the knees again swish. So we'll repeat that setup on our second side. So arms come out to a T to start. And you'll walk that right leg out to your half frog. It doesn't matter which ear you choose to drop to start. Right knee lines up with the right hip. Shoulders are working down to earth. The instep of the right foot is down, and then the top of the left foot is down. Stay here on the belly just for one more, or again, you always have this option on your back as well. You can take a half dead bug or half frog reclined as well. So work with where you need to be today. Hands come under the shoulder. Just lift yourself up and then take this left arm and thread it across the body. Let the right hand stay here as a little guide. And then work yourself over. So maybe you just stop here with this little gentle twist. The knee is still sort of a kickstand. Or right arm up and all the way over, right shoulder down. If you're taking that option, the right knee will lift up off of earth as you twist open. And you'll probably roll off your mat, so make sure you have a surface that is comfortable to lay on. Breathing into that side space, filling out. And emptying out. Slow inhale. And a longer exhale. 2 more, breathe in. Breathe out. The last one. Let it go. Right arm to the sky, bring it back around. Find your way onto that inner thigh again. And then same thing, take this right hand, cross it all the way to the left. Palms down, and then chin and throat or cheek press on that right upper arm. So feeling a stretch through the outsides of the upper arms, the triceps, up through the shoulders and the delts. Just taking notice as to where you start to feel some of that tension release as you deepen your breath. Just a couple more here. Take an inhale and an exhale. And the last one. Empty out. So we'll walk the hands back under. And then we'll find those little cobras. Lift up, open. And wave back down. Play through the palms, press and wave up, elbows in. Inner thigh presses down, so does the inner foot. Roll down. Bhujangasana with a frog leg. Lift up, open. And exhale, melt. 2 more, breathe in, lift, press. Exhale to lower. 1 more, press up. This time instead of lowering, find your way to a table. Shoulders stack over wrists, knees are under the hips, and then we'll drop the belly for cow pose. Heart up and open. And then cat, round into center, squeeze the middle up to the spine. Inhale to open. And exhale to round. And just a couple more of those. Breathe in, open up. Breathe out, squeeze, press away. 1 more inhale to open. And then round it all the way back. Child's pose. Arms walk out long. Forehead to earth. Find some heaviness. On your next breath in, come out of your balasana, shoulders stack back over the wrist. Stay getting nice and long. Curl the toes, take a breath, and then we'll lift the hips to down dog. So settling into the heels, feet are about hip distance apart, head is heavy. belly, hooks up and in. Rise up to the toes, breathe in, and then come down to earth, breathe out. Cow pose on your inhale, heart opens. Cat exhale. Curl the toes to earth, take a breath, and then roll back to that child's pose. Stay for the in-breath. And exhale. Take a full breath in, start to lift the chest, and then exhale, we'll meet in down dog. Stay there, take a breath. Hold. Maybe pedal out the heels, rise to toes, and then sink on down. Come on up to toe, and sink the heels. 2 more in our downward facing dog. Breathe in, rise, and breathe out, sink. 1 more to rise. And exhale to sink. Come up on those tippy toes, take a breath. And then drop the knees to earth, empty. Cow pose, heart up and open. And cat round, take a breath. And then curl the toes into earth, sit back, hips to heels. Inhale, press up. And exhale, down dog. Breathe in, rise. Right heel down. Inhale, rise. And exhale, left heel down. So just add a little fold into this mix. Rise to toes. Sink both heels. Tiptoe the feet slightly to the middle as the hands walk back to meet the feet. So you end up sort of in the middle of your mat. Feet stay hip distance or wider. And then roll up to a flat back. As you fold, lock the hands into the opposite elbows, ragdoll. Breathing in. And breathing out. Another inhale. And an exhale. 1 more like that. Take a breath. And then release the hands. So fingers forward, feet back, down dog. Take a breath. Stay. Rise to those toes. And find your table. Hands walk back as you need. Cow to roll open. And cat to scoop in. Back to neutral, big breath, curl the toe. Walk the hands a little forward and the hips back, Balasana, child's pose. Stay for an inhale. And exhale. On your next breath in, start to lift the hips pressing into the feet, and we'll land in down dog. Inhale, rise. Exhale, just the right heel sinks. Breathe in, rise. And the left heel sinks. Inhale, rise. Hold both heels towards the earth. Feet to hands, hands to feet. Breathe in. Breathe out to fold. A little different this time. Arms hang as heavy as they can, chin to chest. Roll yourself all the way up to stand. Take your time. When you get to the top, arms circle up or reach. And hands to heart. Take a breath. And then soften the knees and fold down. Walk the feet out a little wider. Take a breath. Stay heavy. Maybe start to lift and lock the elbows. And then refold down. Breathing in. And breathing out. 1 more here. Stay. Release your hands. Fingers forward, feet back. Take a breath. Downward facing dog. Empty. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale up to toe. And exhale, sink the right. Pull the belly up and in. Inhale, rise. And exhale, sink the left. Inhale to rise. And melt both heels to earth. Come up on the toes. And then find your table. So a little different again. Inhale, circle the hips right. And exhale, pull them left. Breathe in, big circle to the right. And around to the left. Inhale, around right. And exhale, back to the left. Pause there. Circle left, breathe in, roll. And out to the right. Inhale, big circle left. And exhale, around to the right. One more of those. Inhale, circle. And exhale, hinge it back. Come up through your table, take a breath. Stay. Right arm high, reach it. And thread your needle. Right under left. Walk that ear down. And maybe let the left hand walk forward. If you took it forward, maybe you send it over to the right. Breathe in. And breathe out. Rinsing out that side body. Take a breath all the way up to the neck crease. And drain. One more. Let it go. Walk that left hand under the shoulder. Peel the right arm up and open. And then set that hand down. Roll the heart open to your cow. And then come back to your cat. We'll come back to neutral and then kick this left leg out to the left. And walk the hands forward. So they can just come about halfway and you can drop your forearms and just hang. Or if you feel you have more space, you can drop your third eye or your chin to earth. So I'll stay on my forearms today. But let the left leg slide out. Let the hips stack over the right knee. Pull the belly up and in. If you prefer to let your head connect to something, block or prop in between those hands. And just melt. Breathe in. Breathe out. Two more here. Take an inhale. Exhale. One more breath in. Empty. If you came down to earth or on your forearms, walk the hands back under the shoulders and then slide that left knee back to earth. Cow pose, heart open. And cat round. Breathe in, back to neutral, curl the toes. Last time through our down dog, let the hips lift. Up to tiptoe. Then let the right heel drive down. Stay on that side. Maybe wrap the left foot around. Just getting a nice little stretch through the right calf and the right heel. Breathing in, pick up the hips, tuck the belly. Stay up onto the right toe. And then let both heels sink. Rise and lift, breathe. Left heel down. Wrap maybe the right foot. So just sort of walks behind that heel. Maybe the toe and the big toe and the second toe split that heel to just give it some extra push down. Lift the rib cage up to the spine, up on the left toe. Breathe in. Sink both heels. Breathe out. Feet to hands and hands to feet. So walk yourself towards the middle. And fold. Breathe in, roll yourself up as slowly as you can. And then roll the shoulders back, heart open. So we'll take really big shoulder rolls this time. So inhale, round up. Exhale, push back. Breathe in, roll up. And exhale back. You can have your feet together or hip distance. One more big lift. Roll it back. Come the other way. So push the shoulders back. Pull them forward. Push back, breathe in, and forward. One more back, big circle. Push it forward. Arms up, breathe. Through your heart space, fold. You can either lift halfway and build a little length or just lock the hands into their opposite elbows and start heavy. Breathe in. And breathe out. 2 more here. Take a breath. And drain. 1 last one. Breathe. Empty. Release the hands. Walk the hands forward and the feet back. Downward facing dog. Inhale. Come on up. And exhale. Drop the shin bones. Hands walk back as you need. Cow pose to start. And cats. You can continue with those or back to neutral. Rock around through the hips to the right. And all the way back. Inhale, roll right. Exhale, send you left and back. 2 more of those. Breathe in. And breathe out. 1 more. Pause back in that child's pose and then go left. Circle, breathe. Or you can continue your cat-cow forward and back roll. Inhale to the left. And exhale to the right. 2 more. Breathe in. Circle. Last one. And circle. Land in your child's pose this time. Forehead to earth. And then maybe tent the fingers. Breathing in. And breathing out. 1 more to stay. Empty. As you come up to your table, plant the palms, turn the left arm up to the sky, reach. And then thread your needle, left under right, ear down, shoulder down. This left hand can walk forward or it can go to the left. Don't forget to breathe into that side body. Just 1 more right here. Stay. Slide that right hand back under the shoulder. Peel yourself up. And then back to your table. So same thing here. Maybe you want to prop for where your head will end up. Right leg kicks out to the right. But you'll walk yourself forward like you were starting to settle into like a down dog on earth. Or you can let the forearms drop and the head connect. So you should sort of feel that space building in the inner hip crease and through the leg. So we kind of want to be knee over, or knee under hip on the left side. So we don't want to be leaning back too far or too far forward, but sort of that neutral space where you start to feel that sensation in the right inner hip. And again, you can come to longer arms or the chin. I'll stay on forearms for today's purposes, just so you can hear me a little bit better. But find what suits you in your practice. And just a couple more right here. Maybe let that leg slide out just a little longer. And then as you feel ready, come up to long arms. Slide that knee back under. And then we'll find our way back to a child's pose. So big toes touch, knees wide. And then come all the way down. Let yourself melt there. Stay heavy. Soften. Keep breathing into that space. Just a couple more where you are. Take a breath. And empty it out. Breathe in. And breathe out. Last one in your child's pose. Take a full breath in. And empty. So from where you are, press yourself up to a seat. So coming onto all fours. And then into some form of seat, either hero's pose or cross-legged, and maybe with some type of seated cushion or block, just to let the hips sort of stay a little bit higher and let the knees just kind of fall down in your cross-legged or just a more comfortable heroes. And then we'll just spend a few moments here seated. Let the eyes start to close. Let the belly lift up and back. And then if you'd like, take one hand to chest center and one to belly and just notice your breath. Tune back into it if maybe you lost it. We'll just take a couple side stretches here. So let the hands come back to the knees. And you'll let the right hand just walk off onto the earth. Left arm circles up, big breath. And then just draw yourself over to the right. Leaning, softening that right elbow. Lengthening through the fingers, but pressing down through the left sit bone. Breathe in. And breathe out. One more. Stay. Let the left arm draw you up. Right arm joins. And then left hand falls to earth. Reach a little taller through right. And then walk yourself over to the left. Softening through the side body. Reaching through the fingers. Come back up to center. And then hands down to heart. Take a breath. And empty. You're welcome to stay here. We'll do that one more time. We'll add some flow variety to it. So reach up. Right hand down, lean right. Take a breath. Empty. Lift up, sweep. Left hand down, lean to the left. Stay, breathe in, breathe out, come on up, grow, palms touch, split and go to the right, empty, up to center, breathe, palms touch, split and go to the left. Two more each side, come on up, and hinge right, left arm stays up and long, circle and reach, breathe. And go to the left. One more round, inhale up. And exhale to the right. Breathe in to lift. And breathe out, go to the left. Come up to center. And then hands again come to your heart. Let the hands find the tops of the knees, palms down. And maybe coming back to that chin mudra that we did the other day. So thumb and first finger touch, palms rest on the knees, and your other three fingers just sort of curl lightly towards earth. And just taking a moment to sit with that connection. Just taking notice of the vibration you may feel between the thumb and first finger where they connect. But also taking notice of what the side body feels now that it's back in stillness. So it might feel a little tingly as well. Bringing a lot of energy and blood flow, so healing hearts to where we're moving. And we'll do one more thing seated here. Again, side and belly related. So just some twisting. Again, a little more mild. So if you're on a seated prop, you can sort of slide it out of the way temporarily. And then let the feet come to earth. walk the left leg long. So we'll hold on to the right shin, lift the chest, and then just pull yourself towards the right. Maybe that elbow hooks and the right arm rolls behind. Breathe in. Breathe out. Back to center. Walk the left foot in and switch it with the right. So you can just hug the knee, lift up and twist, or you can hug with the elbow and put the left arm behind. Right toes pull back. Breathe in. Breathe out. Come back to center, and then the left leg long. We'll do that one more time. Pull in right. You can hold the shin and then just twist or hook the elbow around the knee and roll to the right. So moving through the belly, take one more. Stay. Unwind to center and right leg long. Sit up tall, pull the left, hold the shin. Twist with that grip, or right elbow hugs left knee. You can peel open and then plant the left hand. Pull the right toes towards your face. Take a breath. Stay. Come back up to center. And then let the left leg come long. Let the feet walk out, sort of mat width. And then find a pillow, your bolster, or whatever prop you'd like. And we'll put it through sort of the thigh. So I'm using my seated cushion, and my block will reach up and lengthen. And then just start to fold down. And then adjust as you need. Maybe the palms turn up for a little inviting of energy. You can form that Janu Mudra, which we again talked about the other day. Or you can let the palms rest on earth. You can turn one ear down or keep your third eye connected to whatever you're folding with. And just breathe. Just a couple more right here, continuing to soften and continuing to melt. As you feel ready, walk yourself back up tall. Slide your props a little sideways of you. Walk the feet back towards center. And then we'll take the right ankle on top of the left knee. Take your block or prop and put it under the right knee. So connection with something on any height. And if this is not comfortable for you to stay, you can slide that ankle under the left leg for a little less sensation. Otto, you're dreaming, bud. You gotta wake up. You can lengthen the spine and stay long and tall. Or you can fold forward if you'd like. So if you have the ankle under the knee, you can fold that way, maybe without that block, or that block might be supporting that right outer leg as you start to fold for a more restorative, heavy space. You can use a second prop or a cushion to draw your head to where it suits you. And then again, as you feel ready, we'll lift up and we'll just switch sides. So right leg comes long. And left ankle stacks over that thigh or maybe under. The block comes under the left knee at any height. And then whatever you are using to support your head as you fold, reach up. And then draw yourself down. And remember, these props do not have to be at the same height, side to side, or in the same space. And as you're ready, relift. And then we'll find our way to a supported back bend. So either supported bridge or supported fish. You can use your blocks. They would go sort of between the shoulder blades on the back and then where the crown is. If you have a pillow or anything to roll over. Feet can be wide or in anything else that suits you. And then just start to melt. So adjust. Make sure you're in a space that is comfortable. Wiggle around. Get to a space that feels good. If bending the knees and maybe letting them knock in feels like a better space, then long legs, you can take that. Supta Baddha legs also can be an option. Or cross legs, or just straight out in front. Just a few more here where you are. And then as you feel ready, briefly roll to your right to slide off of any props. And then back onto the back. Let the feet come out wide. Arms can be in goalposts or anything else. And then we'll let the knees swish side to side. And then finding our way to a dead bug, finding yourself back at stillness. Legs reach up towards the sky, rolling up for those pinky edges of the feet, pulling down, really flattening the low back to earth, drawing the chin down towards the chest. And then again, if rocking side to side feels good, that's a great option. If you're choosing to stay still here, really press the mid and low back down to earth. And then as you feel ready, release the feet back in. Give yourself a hug. Maybe a few more rock and rolls. We'll actually end our Shavasana in a few moments. But first we'll do a belly breathing exercise that is weighted with sandbags. If that is not for you, you can just lay in a traditional Shavasana shape. For today's Shavasana, when we get to it, we'll actually be doing our inversion restorative variety. So we'll sort of switch the order of the two of them for different purposes. So legs come long onto earth, and then whatever you have weight-wise that would fit on your belly. So sandbags are a really good option if you have hand weights that are comfortable, or ankle weights that can suit you. So you don't really want it on the rib cage, nor do you want the weight on sort of the hip bones or the pelvis, because sort of right in that hollow space between the rib cage here and the hip bones, and you'll sort of nestle whatever your weights are in there. Now again, if you have any abdominal issues of any form, if you're pregnant, or if it's just super uncomfortable, don't do this. Just lay on your back, maybe hand to heart and belly, and focus on that breath connection as opposed to just adding weight. And then close the eyes, let the arms come out to your sides like you would if you were melting into Shavasana. And just tune into the breath. See if you can really fire up that push up from the belly as you breathe in, filling the lungs up, really expanding out. And then noticing as the lungs press the air out, so the diaphragm rises back up to meet the base of the lungs to help push the air out. And then as you breathe in again, the diaphragm starts to pull away from the lungs as the lungs press into it to give it more space, so it pulls down into the lower abdominal area to expand and allow for breath to fill. And then it pushes the air right back out. So we're strengthening that connection with our breath by releasing and then activating. And really just working on that space. Taking note of the difference in the inhale, how it feels with some weight. So some weighted belly breath really does feel truly different. So you'll notice it might take a little more effort. You might also notice there's a little more arch. So if you can try and tuck the pelvis slightly up from the front, yet still filling the low abdomen with breath. Soften the gaze or close the eyes if you haven't done so already. And continue with your breathing. If you find yourself getting distracted as you go, just tune and dial back in. So count your inhales and count your exhales. Maybe just note to yourself, breathe in. Pause, breathe out. Whatever that channel is for you. So tune into it. Focus on it. Dial it in. And if you are good continuing with this pattern for your Shavasana, by all means, stay. If you feel ready to find your Shavasana in the inversion variety, so the supported inversion or wall space, you can slowly find some movement as you remove your weighted tool. And then find whatever you'd like to prop yourself up under the hips. And then let the legs shoot up to the sky. They can straddle, they can touch. You can also just let the knees tuck into the heels, tuck towards the glutes for a little different shape. And then start to soften the face, the jaw, unclench the teeth, unwind any tension in the fingers and the toes, the upper back, the hips, the legs. Let it all find heaviness. Slowly inviting some movement to return to you. Finding your way into a little ball by tucking the knees, maybe planting the feet to slide off of any remaining props that support you still. And then onto your right side for just another moment here. Trust your gut, your spirit, your connection with you. That third eye center, your intuition. It connects deep into the belly. And sometimes we hear that voice, yet we choose to ignore. So tune in, take notice, and listen. For when it speaks, it has a purpose. It sets you on your path and provides guidance. Trust in you. For you are the only one that has control over your journey and your path, your desires, and your interpretations of what you see. You are the one that makes the decision of what comes in and what stays out, what is allowed and what is not, and what is good and what isn't. So always choose to find the joy, to let in the love, the peace, the laughter, and the kindness. For it exists in all things if you're willing to find it. And take the lessons as they come. Accept them for what they are in that moment and in that space. For know that each and everything that crosses your path has come for a reason. Your job is to find it. So trust your gut and trust you, for you're the only one that can do so. As you feel ready, press to a seat, hands draw to heart center. Anjali Mudra. I thank you for sharing your practice and journey on your mat with me. The light in my heart honors and greets the light in yours. Thumbs to our third eye of intuition, knowing that you truly are a blessing. Namaste. Thank you all so much for tuning in today. And if you have any questions, comments, feedback, please let me know. Hope you enjoyed the flow part of that, and then also the front and end sort of restore components. If you have anything you'd like to see, definitely let me know. Until we're able to meet again in the studio, we'll connect this way. So stay safe, everybody. Namaste.